Hey, what's up, YouTubies? Sharon is back. For those who don't know, I'm Sharon, and Johnson is my husband who edits the videos. I am currently in England, about to have dinner with you guys. I'm so excited because I'm so hungry. Today we're having a salad. I just spent the weekend in London, and I needed to detox. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be telling you guys all about what I've been doing, what I've been up to while having dinner with you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. So there has been, I know, a little hiccup in our vlogs. And that's only because I've been really busy in the midst of moving to England. So I'm here for 2 years. I will go home. You're probably wondering, what's Johnson gonna do? Well, I will go home. I'm gonna see him Christmas, summers. He'll come here, we'll travel, everything, all that. Anyways, so I'm in Southampton, which is about an hour to hour and a half away from London. Making London so easy access to me. So I'm in Southampton. I'm at the University of Southampton right now doing my law school. So I am doing the JD Accelerated, meaning it is 2 years, much faster. And hopefully I'll graduate in 2023. And then I'm going to head home and hopefully do a master's, so I don't really have to do the NCAs, and I kind of get a master's on my resume as well. So that's my goal. Now, a lot of people have asked. I have a whole list of stuff. Now, which school? I already told you guys. University of Southampton. Why? Guys, the University of Southampton was not my first choice. But I will tell you, Southampton has a chat time. Makes me very happy. But University of Southampton was not my first choice. My first choice was Birmingham. I did get accepted. I actually got accepted to all 5 of my chosen universities. I believe it was Birmingham, Southampton, City, which is in London, and then Sussex and Essex. I'm pretty sure they accept everybody because, you know, international students, they pay more money, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I got accepted to all 5. It was the fact that my friends who are applying to law school with me, they applied a little too late and did not get into Birmingham. So obviously I didn't want to come to England myself. We settled on Southampton. And you know what? Southampton's not a bad place. It's really quiet. It's a small little city. It's like Guelph in Ontario. That's how I think of it. Yeah, Guelph. That's an hour away from Toronto. Yeah. So it's exactly like how it is, and it's like an hour and a half away from London. It's very quiet, not a lot of high-rise buildings. And if there are any high-rise buildings here, it's probably max like 11 floors. Or like 15, maybe that's it. But no skyscrapers, nothing. It's a very, very old city. The housing here is very old. A lot of like old bricks and a lot of one-way traffic. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what the zigzag lines on the roads are. I have no idea. But when we do one, I think every now and then when we do take an Uber, it's I don't know if it's survival of the fittest or how these Uber drivers or how these drivers just go at it. It's because it's a one-way and cars are parked on the side because there's not. That's another thing. There's no garages and they don't have driveways. People just park on the side of the road, and the way they park on the side of the road is crazy. Because back in Toronto, you know, people traffic going one way, you can only park that specific way, right? But here, no, man. You can park your car this way, that way, whichever way you want. The car can be facing this way, the car can be facing that way. It doesn't matter. You can, as long as you have a spot to park. And they park so close to each other, I don't know how they get out, okay? So basically, me, if I ever plan on driving in Southampton or even in London, it's a nightmare. Like, everyone just has to get off the streets because I don't know how to drive. I mean, I'm already such a bad driver in Toronto. Coming here. It's a joke. Anyways, so yes, I'm in Southampton. It was not my first choice. I'm in law school, the LLB, which is 2 years. I told you guys that. How much is it? That's usually a question people ask. 18,520 pounds. How much is that in Canadian? That is roughly 32,000-ish for 1 year. So 2 years is, you're looking at about $65,000 Canadian. But you know what? It's around the same as Canada, because I believe Canada law school is almost, I'm going to say roughly almost $30K a year as well. So give or take. And then the additional costs for me would be living expenses. And living is pretty expensive here just because of the conversion from Great Britain pounds to Canadian. Basically anything you see here, I usually just double it in my head to see whether or not it's worth it. This is really good. So you're probably wondering, why England? Why not just do law school in Ontario? Okay, so to do law school in Ontario, you have to have your LSAT and you have to wait until a school accepts you before you go. England, you don't need LSAT. I didn't want to wait, so I've done my LSATs before. I did horribly once, did pretty good on the second time, but then I was waitlisted because I went to York and they had a strike. Long story. I became a paralegal and I was working downtown on Bay Street for a pretty decent law firm, focusing on subrogation and insurance claims. I've been there for 2 years or so. 2 years, about 2 years. And eventually what happened was one of my colleagues was like, "Oh, hey Sharon, I applied for law school." Legit, like this is just her telling me over lunch one day, sitting next to me. She's like, "I applied for law school." I'm like, "Well, that's great. Send me the link." Because eventually you get to the point where we were just so overworked at our firm and underpaid. And it was just so stressful. Like maybe if you paid me more, I wouldn't be as stressed. But then I worked a lot. I would work, I had 3 jobs. And only because I'm a workaholic, right? And I just like working. But anyways, yeah, so I mean, we're so stressed, even, so I'm just like, sure, send me the link. So she hooked me up with her advisor. The advisor's name is Vivian. And she's from this place called Canada Law from Abroad. I'll leave the link down in the comments. So there's no cost in using Vivian. There's no cost at using Canada Law from Abroad anyways, because you get assigned an advisor when you email them. So what Canada Law Abroad does to help is they guide you through the process, right? Because I mean, like, anyone can be like, "Oh, hey, I want to go study law in the UK." But how do you do it, right? Because I didn't know. I was Googling around. So my advisor, Vivian, would hook you up with I guess it's kind of like a information package, and then you fill out the information, you fill out the forms, you read through everything, and then she tells you have to choose 5 schools, and they'll tell you which I think it was like 5 schools that teach Canadian Constitution. Now that's very, very important, okay? Because when you're here in law school, I just had my first week, and they teach you the UK system. Yes, you're probably like, well, Canada law is derived from the UK, especially because it's like foundational and all that stuff. No, guys, the House of Lords, okay? I'm learning about that right now. So you still learn about like the Parliament, and you still learn everything about, it's very similar, okay? But you learn about their laws as well, and you read their case law. So it's very different, because when you go back to Canada, you can't be quoting case law from the UK, okay? If I'm wrong, someone tell me in the comments, because I'm reading case law from the UK, right? So Yeah, so you're gonna be reading a lot of case law from the UK, which you can't quote on when you go back to Canada. So it's very important for you to learn Canadian Constitution. So at least in those classes, they'll teach you, or they'll bring up Canadian case law and Canadian situations and all that stuff. And the only ones that teach Canadian Constitution, I believe, from what I remember, was like Birmingham, City, Southampton, Sussex, and Essex. Those are the ones I applied to. There was only 5. So Canada law from abroad, once you give them your decisions and how okay, so your choices for the schools, you provide them with 2 reference letters, usually from professors or professional, resume, I don't remember, resume and transcripts. So you just order all that, send them all over to the advisor, and then they will start the UCAS, which is I guess the university applying place for UK. So they will fill it in, they'll have you double check it. Once you double check it, you just pay for it, and it's so cheap. It was like £45, so it's like what, $80 compared to Ontario, which is what, $300 something dollars, I don't know. So for about $80 Canadian, you get 5 schools, okay? And I can almost guarantee you will get in for all 5 schools, because everyone I know that's applied and we've asked around, they've gotten in all 5 schools. Okay, why England? I've never been abroad studying. Have you? Like, I've never done, the 1 year in China or 1 year in Malaysia or anything. So when someone told me do England, and they told me the perks of England, such as 2 years compared to 3 years, and I don't have to do the LSAT again. I don't have to wait until schools are accepting. I was like, why not? Let's do it. Try my luck, right? And England so far has been amazing. The food's amazing, other than me being really, really broke. It's been amazing. Like, I got to see London this past week. It's amazing. Like, London is like an olden, classy version of Toronto, but Toronto's like the modern, classy. Oh, guys, you'll see that in our next video, okay? When I do London in 48 hours. So make sure you subscribe so you guys can watch that. And I took a lot of good clips for you guys. So I will leave you guys the link down below on how to apply if you are interested. And if you have any questions, feel free to message. And what happens if you have bad marks? I know people that had like C+ is B- or B's in Canada that still got it. But seriously, if you're thinking about it, get a friend and do it. It's actually pretty fun. And if you're coming to Southampton and you're coming here for next year, I will see you and we will party together. Pretty cool, eh? Pretty cool. And I will tell you where to find housing and where not to go, because that's on another video. I'll tell you guys how I got catfished. Yes, I can't tell you where though, just because I'm still staying here, so I don't want them to beep me over. All right, so after you get accepted and everything is good, what do? You apply for your visa. You apply for your visa, which is all online. Yeah. And then you go in, you do your biometrics, and then you get your visa back in your passport, and then you book your plane ticket. Do not book your plane ticket before you get your visa back, guys. Do not. The reason being is because visas do delay. Well, I didn't have that. Well, I booked my plane ticket before I got my visa back, but thank goodness I got my visa back right before. My friend did it, so she had to delay her flight. That thing does happen, so don't book your plane ticket. Book your plane ticket. If you're coming to Southampton, flying to London Heathrow, Southampton has a free meet and greet for the first time when you arrive. So they will pick you up from London Heathrow, okay? If you fly into Southampton, it's really expensive, and most likely you are not going to be, it won't be a direct flight. It will be multiple stops because it's a very small airport. Okay, so it's like the Porter of Toronto. So flying to London Heathrow, so much, you'll save yourself the headache, okay? Because when I go home for Christmas, we're gonna bus it to London Heathrow, and then we're gonna fly out from there. Same thing when we fly back. It's just much easier. And direct flights. Okay, so you arrive at London Heathrow and you already have everything set up. You go to your accommodations. Here are the tips for you. Before you lift off, order a SIM card. Okay, I'll put a link down there. Okay, if you order your SIM card through the link that I'm using, it's £10 a month. I get 15 gigs data and a brand new number, meaning, you know, new Uber deals, new Deliveroo deals. You get like $10 off your first, £10 off your first 3 orders, or like so many new perks. So you're gonna sign up for a new SIM card. Okay, you want it delivered to the place where you're living. So when you arrive, you want it here already. A lot of places require you to have a number for you to sign up stuff. Okay, do that. I'll leave the link down below. Second, before you leave, but apply for this thing called an AC conversion credit card, because when you come here, you open a bank account, it takes forever. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They don't give you a bank card, a temporary bank card from the very beginning, okay? And it might take time for your money to be transferred over or whatever. So what this credit card does, which is amazing for traveling, if you plan on traveling, is you can use a Canadian credit card, load up the funds into this AC conversion credit card, and you can convert the funds to Great Britain pounds, okay? I used it in the US, you can have it in euros, you can have it in Hong Kong dollars. It's amazing. It's 10 different currencies. Of course, you're paying a little, well, I think it's a little higher for the currency exchange. I think everywhere else is like 1.75 for my Great Britain pound exchange, and then on the credit card it's 1.77. But seriously, convenience, okay? So you can do that until you get a bank card or something, okay? Voxy is my SIM card, which I'll also link down below. If you use my link, you get £20 Amazon. I get £20 Amazon. You can hook me up, I'll hook you up. Amazon does work here and it's amazing. Download Uni Days. Oh, that's another thing you have to do. Uni Days. You get so many student discounts. You get free Prime here. And it's not like, 3 months free Prime in Toronto. I have 1 year free Prime. 1 year, okay? It's been the worst, it's okay. It's so easy. Like it's like I continue the traditions here in Southampton. I need to make sure packages are coming every other day or something. Oh, Christmas in October. So yeah, I got down on Uni Days. Southampton has an app, which is so amazing. Like the schools in Canada are so behind. We have an app that tells you the schedule, it gives you the school map, it gives you a student card. There are student discounts everywhere too. It's amazing. Everywhere we go, we're just like, oh, is there a student discount? Yeah? Oh, 10% off, 20% off. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's one thing. And you don't really have to worry about busing or like Ubering everywhere. Mainly, we only Uber when we have like a lot of luggage with us. But everywhere's walkable. Yeah. It's like a 20-minute walk from where I'm living to school, and then like a 20-minute walk from where I'm living to downtown. They only have one mall here, maybe 2, I don't know. But yeah, it's so easy. They have 1 IKEA, they have 1 cinema, 1 chat time I found so far, and they have a honey lemon. Oh my God, I haven't tried that yet though. They have a lot of Chinese places here. They actually have. I bought fish sauce the other day, guys. Making lemongrass. But yes, they have a lot of Chinese people here. I was so surprised. So don't worry about being sick of just, fish and chips. There's a lot of food here. It's whether or not you want to spend the money to do it. Okay? I think that is it for this vlog. Comment below if you have any questions. I'm down to answer them. Subscribe, because I'm going to have so many more videos for you guys to see. And of course, always like my videos. Student life here. Bye, guys.